better than Kyrie can. But Kyrie Irving defending will be the X factor for that starting rotation. If he can get out there and lock down other, because that's something you didn't expect when you were putting this team together. You were like, well, we're going to probably have to mask the defensive deficiencies of this guy and that guy and this guy. Well, that's one less you have to mask if he actually goes out there and remembers that the game is played on both sides. And for the first time in his friggin' career, Kyrie Irving has done that for a couple of games. That's great. Do it for 80 more. But he's gone out there and done that for a couple of games. And then, too, I really think that his game is going to be more this year if they get it right, like it should be. Less of a distributing point guard, more of a breaking down off the dribble point guard that's almost a number 2 as far as more like a shooting guard, but able to break point guards down off the dribble. And I'm with you, Vashawn. I'm not in any way saying he is locked down after a couple of games. But for the first time that he's really shown the effort, I like where he could go with that because he showed that he could defend. But you could see the look on his face after these last couple of games where he would just completely wear himself out on one possession. And you could almost see the light bulb go off in his head. It's like, man, this is what it means to wear yourself out like all game. Because, of course, you've got energy 40 minutes into the game to drive to the basket when you've only been playing on one end of the court. Now, find that rabbit-like energy after you've been running around chasing John Wall for 40 minutes and then also doing your part. And that's going to be an adjustment season for Kyrie Irving because he's probably going to have to improve for next year and beyond his conditioning and his strengthening because he's going to realize that he needs more conditioning to put. Absolutely. He's going to need more conditioning to be able to put up that defensive effort and maintain his offensive effort because otherwise it's going to lower that. But the good thing about having the players around him is that theoretically he should be able to sacrifice a bit of his offensive ability because he doesn't need as much because there's other guys. But the defense, LeBron playing point forward and Kyrie playing defense the way they have the last few games changes the makeup of this team. And again, Vashawn, you are right there. They don't have the right balance, and I still believe that all of the pieces of this team are not in place. And I think the Cavs clearly know that. That's David Griffin. That's his charge for the first half of this season is to figure out what they need and then figure out how to go get it. That's what he's working on. That's what he's got to continue to see. Losing a couple of guys here early doesn't help, and you got to figure out what the deal is with Mike Miller. What are you going to get, if anything, out of some of these other guys, and then figure out how to compensate for that effectively. And I still say what I said the other day. Getting Marion back off the bench, backing up LeBron, and being able to play the role that you wanted him to, that's going to be big too. I don't like, and I don't think the Cavs like, that they had to start Sean Marion so early in the season. I don't think they had any intention of that whatsoever. So Cavs play over the weekend, taking on the Pacers. We'll talk about that here coming up. Hey, speaking of over the weekend, you've got the Vikings have their next game, but I want to go back to looking back to Wednesday night. Did you guys see number 6 Louisville? The Vikings gave it a run, 45-33. I told you I got a late score as I was doing some stuff, so I tuned in the game and I'm thinking, it's first half, and we're down in the stretch of the game. At one point, the game was, in the 20s each, late. And I'm going, man, wow, what a defensive struggle, you could say. Trey Lewis scored 24 points. Think about that. The Vikes only scored 33 points. Trey Lewis scored 24 of them, man. 9 points for the rest of the Vikings. But number 6 Louisville got the victory. But look at the difference the night before, what Louisville did to Savannah State. They held them cats under 30 points for the game and then scored 87. This time, the Vikings defense much different, but unable to stop the number 6 ranked Louisville Cardinal. Trey Lewis, 9 of 20 from the field, 4 3-pointers, 5 rebounds. Montrezl Harrell led the Cardinals with 15 points and 13 boards. Terry Rozier had 9 points and 11 rebounds. Vikings were only down 26-22 at halftime, but they only scored 11 points in the entire second half. Louisville only scored 19 themselves, and a defensive game it was. Came down the stretch, down late. Vikings with 6 minutes to go had a 28-26 deficit. 10-3 run by Louisville gave them a 38-29 lead. Vikings fought it back closest they got the rest of the way. 5 points down with a couple of minutes to play, but then they were held scoreless from there. 38-33 they got before they were held scoreless, and that was the end of that. So now the Vikings play tonight. Excuse me. I thought that game was tomorrow. It's tonight. They finished the Global Sports Showcase. They play at Marshall to wrap up the tournament here, looking to avoid going 0-3 in the tournament. 8 p.m. tip-off, and you can hear my buddy Al Pulowski calling that game over on my former stomping grounds, 1420 AM WHK. So check that out, and well, you know what? Check that out on replay after my football game. But anyways, yeah, check out the Vikings if that's your thing as they get back at it. But a close one the other day as they nearly knocked off the Louisville Cardinals. Tough one for them. Let's see. Wow. Well, we're up to it, guys. Let's see. Monsters got 3-3. Talking about a tough weekend for them. We talked to Doug Plagans about that the other day. Monsters got all 3 games this weekend. Buckeyes, as we wrap around to the beginning of the show, back to that story, still looking down in Columbus for senior defensive lineman Costa George. You've got to think that is right now affecting the Buckeyes as they attempt to get ready for Michigan. And I saw a great point in the chat room, and Dan Wismar mentioned this too. The most dangerous Michigan team in a rivalry situation like this is one coming in where nobody expects them to win, and they've got no reason to even show up and try. The only reason that I'm not leaning that, towards that being a factor is what we were saying the other day. That last game that Michigan played, they just didn't seem like a team getting ready to go win one for the Gipper. I'm not talking about 2-3 weeks ago. I'm talking about last week. They did not seem like a team getting fired up to go out and give one last stand. But once the game hits and it's Buckeyes and Wolverines, all bets are off. You never know what. Look at last year. Do you know how many Buckeyes fans? I remember I was doing a remote last year, broadcasting from the Buckeyes game at one of the places here, and I just remember how shocked Buckeyes fans were that the Wolverines were lighting up the scoreboard and this thing was going back and forth like it was, and how worried people were. And then, hey, that same thing could happen this year, man. And I just don't know where the Wolverines offensively are going to keep up with the Buckeyes. I just don't see how a team that's averaging a hair over 20 points every game is going to be able to, unless their defense shows up. And even then, unless their defense shows up, I don't know those guys from putting 40 plus on the board. So that's going to be what they have to do, because I don't think they can match shot for shot with Ohio State. We'll find out. We will find out tomorrow, and nothing will motivate the Wolverines more when their season is over than knowing that A, they can get into some bowl game if they win, but B, they can completely ruin whatever bowl game the Buckeyes are going for with a victory, a season-ruining victory right there. So tomorrow, the game, we'll talk about that on Monday when Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fans here, talking Cavs, we'll talk Monsters and Buckeyes throughout the weekend, Vikings and Browns and Bills. Dan Wismar is here. John McMullen from the Sports Network is here. We'll talk about the Browns and the Bills, what happened here this weekend as those two teams match up with playoff considerations at stake and all the things going on this weekend. There's already been a couple of great football games. There will be a couple more, as I've got a bunny rabbit here in the studio just jumping up and down, hoping that I don't forget about him. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm thinking about this. I said I might give something else away. Maybe I'll give him away. Anybody out there interested in, let's see, he's about 3 feet tall, cleans pretty well. He can do some dishes, can do a little bit of stuff around the house for you. Doesn't take much maintenance here. I'm just saying, if you're interested in this, let's use code word cleanup. Email me with code word cleanup, and I've got a very nifty 8-year-old cleaning product here that can help you around your house. Oh, the looks that I'm getting right now. What's up? Say hi. It's Thanksgiving. My man's off of school, and he's so excited that he gets to talk on the radio. Come here, man. What's your name, buddy? Joshua. What's happening, man? How you doing?
Good.
Now, what am I going to do with all these emails that I'm getting right now? Because there's people right now. Look, see that one right there? It says, send him here now. They want you. Are you mad at me?
Yes.
Why? You want to run away? Am I trying to give you away?
Yes.
You want me to stop?
Yes.
Yes? Tell everybody happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, give me 5. That's my little guy, Joshua. And I'm not really giving him away. So if you really want him, I'm sorry. But, like, I think that's illegal. I don't know. There are places that do that kind of thing. There's, like, a whole black market. But, unfortunately, I cannot do that. Psst, I'm just kidding. He's still here. Email me. We can work something out. All right, guys, we're going to, the look that I just got, we're going to have a weekend here. I hope you guys do too. Hope you enjoyed your holiday. Again, thanks to each and every one of you guys for being with us every day, not just today. Go Browns, go Buckeyes, go Cavs, go. I hope the Indians do something just so they can go too. Go Monsters, go, you name it. You want them to do it, Blue Jackets, let's do it. And let's come back and talk about it on Monday. It's kicking off a new month here. It's the first of the month, baby. December rolling downhill. Same bat time, same bat channel, live at noon, right here on the Sports Fix. Remember, one final time, if you want to win any of the prizes we've given away today, send me an email to thesportsfix@AOL.com and say, J-Rock, I've been listening on the Reverse Black Friday edition, and I want to win some swag, and maybe, just maybe, you will. We'll see you guys on Monday. We love you, Cleveland and beyond. We'll see you Monday, right here on the Sports Fix.
Don't sleep out here in Cleveland, Cleveland, Cleveland.
Okay, now here we go. Welcome to the Cleveland show, but this ain't no cartoon. Reality is all we know. You're tuning in to Bravo. Yeah, you hear me everywhere, but it's only one of me. Let me make that very clear. Yeah, I'm from that terminal. You can see the lake from here. Faith in my teams, we keep getting closer every year. But we got the king, though, so hopefully we overcome. Yes, I have a dream, and I know I ain't the only one. Modell tried to steal my heart, but we brought it back. Thanks to Cleveland Clinic, now they call them kids the cardiac. Rock cars, Science Center, Tower City, all of that. Warehouse District, Euclid Corridor, and all the flat. You know that I'm a Tribes fan, and I love Slimans. Crockett Park's the perfect place for me to spend some time in. Baby, this is Cleveland. It is so much more to us. You can even go to Severance Hall to see an orchestra.
Cleveland, we rep our city.
Yeah.
Blue lights separate the ground from the gritty. We're sick fitted, could pass over any city that we visited. When you're from Cleveland, survival's a must on these streets. We hustle, don't sleep out here in Cleveland, Cleveland, Cleveland.
You know that I'm from
Long nights, cold weather, it ain't nothing pretty. So much hate up in this itty bitty city. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Put your hands up in the air, everybody say yeah, yeah, yeah.